Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to give you your June 2016 mid-month reading. I am still using my beloved Gilded Tarot deck, and even though we're focusing more on the last half of the month and the month in its entirety, I'm still going to be using the same 8-card spread with an additional ninth card as your overall energy crowning card feeling over the reading. Please remember that these are general readings, so they won't apply or resonate the same for everyone who watches. For some people, it will be spot on, and for others, not so much. Always make sure to check your rising and your moon sign as well to get as clear and whole and definitive a picture of the time period ahead as possible. Um, I always do, and I often, not always, but often find that my primary sun sign resonates a little bit more predictably for me in matters of work life and uh, visible public life. My rising sign I tend to relate to a little more predictably in matters of my personal relationships. And my moon sign, I often find the most clarity and insight in matters of spirituality and also my deepest, innermost feelings and fears. Um, this doesn't always happen, but I found that to be a trend with myself. So just make sure to check your rising and your moon sign and any other readers that you follow too. Some months and some readers, you may find that the ones you normally watch don't hit the mark quite as well as others you might not follow on a regular basis. So it's really just about getting everything that you need at the end of the day so you can kind of be forewarned, forearmed, and or just anticipate what's coming. And for those of you who include me in the group that you regularly follow, my thanks and appreciation and gratitude for all your love and support and feedback. It's lovely to see the family growing on a daily basis. Thank you so much for that. And as I always say, please keep the comments coming. I read every single one of them. Of course, I don't have the time to respond to all of them, but I do read all of them, the ones you post on my channel and the ones you send via email. I especially love seeing the ones that where you let me know how predictably the readings play out and how they resonate for you, because of course I don't always know. These are general readings. So thank you very much for that and keep those coming. And for those of you who continue to reach out for personal one-on-one readings, thank you so very much. It's an honor and a pleasure to work with you and to read for you. And I'm very grateful for the trust that you place in me to intuit and interpret the cards for you. And thank you too to those of you who reach out for personal readings and for regular clients too. When you send me updates and feedback, I've been getting quite a lot of that lately. I love to see how the personal readings continue to play out predictively for people. The energies are never wrong. So thank you so much for keeping me updated on your paths. And if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading, you can click on the About sign on my channel's homepage, and that will give you a little more detail about myself, the services I offer, and my contact information. And you can email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I do readings full-time, so my current turnaround time is anywhere between 1 and 4 or 5 days, but almost always within a week. So send me an email. I would be delighted to work with you, and we'll go from there. So let's move right into this reading. This is for Gemini for June 2016, mid-month. I'm actually recording this on the 10th, so it's about the last 2.5 weeks or so of June, time being fluid, of course. So Gemini, lovely air sign of Gemini. What does the remainder of June 2016 hold for the twins, the beautiful twins? Air sign of Gemini for June 2016, mid-month. What does the rest of June look like for Gemini? Okay. I'm almost getting kind of a clear, bright, legal energy. Let's see. Okay. We begin with the Four of Wands paired with the Chariot. Great way to start out. The King of Swords, there you are, Gemini, paired with the Fool. The Judgment card paired with the King of Cups. The Ace of Wands paired with the Hanging Man. And as your crowning card, energy representing general energy and feeling over the reading from the bottom of the deck, we have the Emperor. Interesting. Let's just take a quick look, Gemini. Get my unruly hair back here. I'm almost getting a sense, Gemini, of, excuse me, what's running through my head is victory lap, preparing for a victory lap of some kind. Excuse me. So let's begin. So, Gemini, we find ourselves just a little bit before mid-June with the Four of Wands paired with the Chariot card, Major Arcana. How many Major Arcana do we have? We have one, two, three, four Major Arcana. Pretty strong presence of divine energy for you this month, and it looks so positive. Again, I'm getting a feeling, general feeling of success, and almost like things are coming together for a success. I'm getting victory lap in my head. So, for any of you who are dealing with or waiting for legal judgment or decisions to be handed down of any kind of legal or corporate business kind of stuff, it looks really good for you this month. So, the Four of Wands, Gemini, wands governed by the element of fire and air, very dynamic suit, all about change, movement, action, power. The suit of Wands can represent career, any kind of artistic or creative endeavors as well. It's about the manifesting energy that we put towards the intangible ideas we have. The suit of wands is all about how to manifest that primal, creative, inspirational sort of energy. The Four of Wands is a flat out blessing card. It talks about a celebration, a celebratory event, preparing for a celebratory event, or preparing for an event which represents the celebration of a culmination of work, a body of work. For example, some of you may be some of you, since June is a traditional graduation month, some of you may be graduating from school this month or graduating from a course of study in something. The Four of Wands would represent an event that you're preparing for that represents celebrating that long investment of time, money, effort, etc. There's also an underlying theme with the energy of the Four of Wands of unexpected blessings. It speaks of something that you're already looking forward to or feeling positive about actually working out to be better than you anticipate. For example, the Four of Wands could represent some of you are getting ready for planning a graduation party, or you're planning a wedding of some kind, because this can represent celebrations of any kind that represent, an investment in a relationship, an investment again in a course of study, and you're already looking forward to this event. There's kind of an undercurrent of excitement, a homecoming sort of feeling. And you actually go to this event. And not only is it fun and enjoyable, which you knew it would be, but say you meet the love of your life there, or you make the best business contact of your career there. There's an underlying energy to the Four of Wands of unexpected blessings, of something that you're already looking at or feeling positive about working out actually to be better than you anticipate in an unexpected kind of way. It's a beautiful card. And fours in numerology represent stability, four posts, four pillars. It's the most stable foundation upon which to build something. And this is a card that speaks of celebrating something with other people. So it's not just you, it's about celebrating with family and friends, perhaps people who have helped you, who have been part of this journey or cheering you along the way. Again, for some of you this month, it's going to represent graduation. You're graduating from, or you're preparing for graduation. You're preparing to celebrate something successful and positive. And I did from the very beginning get kind of a feeling of success in some kind of legal thing. I think some of you are, perhaps some of you are involved in a legal course, or a legal case, or something to do with, it could even be property matters, waiting for a decision to be handed down from something that falls under the legal umbrella, whether it's an actual legal case or a property matter, or perhaps even a career or job decision of some kind. I think some of you are waiting for things to come together on. I'm getting business venture, new business. Some of you are pulling the last little bits of details or resources or finances or investments or something to begin something new. I feel in the business arena, business enterprise. Some of you, this could also be artistic endeavors too, because Wands does also hold that energy about artistic artistic ventures, creative ideas, and career as well. So it's going to, of course, play out differently because there's so many of you watching with so many different stories and backgrounds. You'll have to let me know. Not getting much in the way of love and relationship energy, although you can apply these same energies towards your that situation if it does in fact apply to you. This celebration that you're planning for, or this air of celebration or homecoming, could certainly be a wedding. Again, wedding, graduation party. But it's something, it feels like something is coming together this month that you're really looking forward to, that it's positive, and it's just about the last bits of preparation for it, and you're really looking forward to it. But I actually think that there's going to be some unexpected blessings for you this month as well, Gemini. Things are actually going to be better than you already think they are, and successful too. Successful in business ventures, successful in getting that new job, starting that new career path, particularly those of you who are graduating, um, waiting for a relationship to come together, waiting for any kind of legal decisions handed down, totally successful. Um, and even though I see this still needing to play out a little bit longer, I think it's everything's going to be coming together in a pretty timely fashion and pretty successfully. And again, I'm just getting again, business ventures are pulling things together with somebody else or a group of people that you're starting a project with or a business with, some kind of venture together with, and it's going to be very successful. That Four of Wands is paired with the Chariot card, powerful major arcana card, fingers of the divine, as I like to refer to them. They do represent major arcana cards, those divine energies coming in to help guide, assist, etc., or give us very strong pieces of wisdom and advice and guidance. The Chariot card represents swift, successful forward motion. And pretty profound too because it's major arcana, and the Chariot is also always associated with a fair amount of impact. This is a profound, significant forward movement, successful in the upright position. It also speaks of the energies of either having or needing to have, the energies of being decisive, assertive, knowing exactly where you're going, having your plan and following it, which Gemini, being an air sign, coming from that logical place, you're already very good at. Remember, your crowning card is the Emperor, who is the total patriarchal manifestation of those type of energies. Um, so the Chariot is about swift forward successful motion, and it is also about the pulling together of a variety of disparate forces, meaning that these forces, each and amongst themselves, would want to go off in their own directions, but it's about pulling all of these forces together, harnessing them together and making them work in perfect unison and perfect harmony to successfully propel something forward, which is what the Chariot is about. This driver has to have a clear idea of where he's going so he can get there. He has to operate the body of the Chariot, the wheels of the Chariot, the horses and the sphinxes that drive the Chariot. Each of these forces on their own wants to go off in their own direction, but he's got to pull all of these things together and make them work in perfect timing so this chariot gets propelled forward and goes exactly where he wants it to go. So what does this mean for you, Gemini? It's beautiful. It's all about success, forward motion success. But I feel like the remainder of June is all about pulling the last bits of it together, and I feel like it's going to flow together quite well. And again, paired with this Four of Wands, not only are you getting ready, you're looking forward to success. You're looking forward to celebrating the culmination of a body of work, a bunch of effort you've put into something. The remainder of June is going to be about pulling things together, waiting for the last little bits to fall into place. And again, I have this feeling that not only is it, there's so much positive feelings, but some other unexpected things are going to happen to make it work out even better than you anticipate. Now, right next to that, we have the King of Swords, which I'm feeling right off the bat as you, Gemini. Your energies, although this can also resonate as somebody else in your sphere with you, could be another air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. The King of Swords. Swords is governed by the element of air, your element, Aquarius, and kings and queens. Queens are just the feminine counterpoints to kings, and they're equal. Queens and kings represent the energies, people or energies who've reached the mastery of their suit, the culmination of all the best and positive of the traits of their suit. This king has reached the mastery of his suit, the suit of swords. The suit of swords is governed by air. The Suit of Swords is all about everything in that airy realm of the cerebrum. This is all about words and ideas, our thoughts, our mindset, our perspectives, our mental outlooks, our belief system. It's all about what goes on up here. The King of Swords would be somebody who's very intelligent, very sharp, very clear, good insight, an excellent person to seek advice from, particularly in matters of business, practical matters. He's a truth seeker. And members of the court family in the Suit of Swords have sometimes been known even to sacrifice their own emotions on the altar of what is true, what is real, what is practical. They are all about cutting away all the extraneous illusion and fantasy to get to the heart of the matter. They are truth seekers and they're fact finders, logic, information, constantly curious, constantly wanting to have more information. This king is a king. He's walked a fair road of experience and he's got it all together. He's in control of his thoughts. This can also represent the energy of mind over matter of this month, especially pulling especially right after the Chariot too. I feel like Gemini, the remainder of June, for whatever this is specifically oriented towards you, it's about pulling together the final details, the last bits together, putting the last bits of preparation together. The energy of the King of Swords would also be advice to make sure to cover all your bases, make sure all the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed, don't cut any corners, make sure all the details are attended to. Also, your crowning energy too of this Emperor, successful in the upright position. Of course, this could also represent somebody else that is in this with you, is either helping prepare for the celebration, or has just been part of the journey of where you've gotten. It feels like you've really put a lot of effort and work. And maybe had to endure quite a bit to get to where you are, a Gemini. And this month is about pulling the last little bits together so that you can really celebrate whatever this is. So good for you. What a happy feeling from this reading. So primarily your energies, but could also represent another Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. Now that King of Swords is paired with the Fool card, my favorite card in the entire tarot deck. The Fool card represents the beginning, not just beginnings like aces do, but we're talking about the beginning of the beginnings. This is Major Arcana card. The Fool is the zero, the very first card in the tarot deck. The Fool represents that place in the journey where you haven't even begun yet. It's the breath before the first step. It's where it's where you're just buckling into your seat on the plane. You're standing at that's the beginning of the journey. Everything is possible. Anything is possible. The possibilities are actually limitless. Anything can happen. The Fool is also here to remind us that while it is good and right and appropriate to have a destination, to set your goals and to work towards that goals, to not forget that the value and the lessons and the true beauty and joy is actually in the steps of the journey itself. So while you're being the beautiful air sign you are, and the advice here too is to be ordered and practical and follow your steps. Because that's what's ensuring you success. To not also forget that the Fool is here to remind us that to stop and smell the roses, to enjoy each step of the journey, because we often gain the most value and the best lessons learned and the most joy in the journey itself, not in being so quite so goal obsessed. The Fool is also here to tell us to step out, perhaps, of our comfort zone, take a risk, step out into the unknown a bit, trust in your path, trust in actually the work that you've done to get to where you are, Gemini. It looks like new beginnings, whatever you're pulling together, the last bits falling into place, June. It looks like, I mean, you have an ace here too. You have the Ace of Wands. A beautiful new beginnings and success too. It's almost like, again, well, it's graduation or the culmination of something. You put a lot into something. And you're waiting for you're pulling the pieces together. Some of you are waiting for a decision or waiting for the final maybe resources to pull something together, but it represents success in something, triumphant in something. And it's going to represent and the coming together of this represents a propulsion into, is that even the right word? into a new path, a bright new future. Beautiful, very successful. Paired with the King of Swords, that Fool who represents new beginnings and represents kind of stepping out of your comfort zone and taking a risk. Sometimes the court people of the Suit of Swords, they like to follow a certain path and they like to have things in order. And sometimes stepping out of your comfort zone and taking risks can be a little uncomfortable. But the Fool card, particularly it being Major Arcana, is here to tell you that whatever that represents for you during the remainder of June 2016, Gemini, um, do it. Step outside of that comfort zone. If it looks like new beginnings are just about ready to begin for you, and that's actually what you're working towards, what you've been building this foundation for and towards. It may be a little overwhelming, a little scary, but I have to tell you, your reading is absolutely beautiful. It's again, success. You've triumphed. It's victory. Moving ahead. Pay attention to the details, but don't forget to stop and smell the roses and enjoy the journey. And congratulate yourself for everything that you've done to get to where you are. Now, next to that, we have another major arcana card, the Judgment card, paired with the King of Cups. So the Judgment card, Major Arcana card, this is a card that's a pretty serious, strong call to action. Not serious, and don't be freaked out. It's not negative. And in the upright position, it's a beautiful card. Again, I feel like it strongly for you this month points towards success and stability and what you're doing, whatever it is, this body of work or whatever you've invested into this career, this new career path, for those of you who are completing a course of study, a graduation, you're pulling things together, you're getting ready to start your own business venture, start some very significant creative or artistic endeavor or project of some kind. And I feel like a lot of you are partnering with at least one other person. You're setting the stage for something that's going to last quite a long time. That's why I think, too, there's kind of this theme of energy and advice running through this reading to pay attention to the last bits of this foundation that you're building, the last pieces you're pulling together. Make sure that all the details are covered, because this is a foundation you're building. This is something lasting. The Judgment card is a call to action, and it says, be careful and thoughtful and methodical about the decisions you make and this path that you're walking, because there's an air of finality about the Judgment card. It says that whatever decisions you make, whatever actions you take, whatever this foundation is that you've worked so hard into building to move forward on this new path, it's going to be the outcome and the consequences. You're laying a road that you're not going to be able to come back from. And not in a terrifying kind of way, but just pay attention to all the last little details. You're setting a foundation for something that's going to carry through for quite a long time. And for those of you who are waiting for any kind of legal decisions or outcomes that involve legal matters, I'm getting property matters too. I feel like the decision is going to be in your favor. Success, again, success and victory over something this month. But you're setting a very positive, strong, stable foundation that's going to propel you forward on this new path, that's going to provide a stable foundation for quite some time to come. Now that Judgment card is paired with the King of Cups. So another king, another individual or energy that's reached the master of his suit. His suit is the King of Cups. Cups is governed by the element of water. So Cups is a suit that's all about the watery, mercurial, fluid world of emotions and feelings. Cups is also a suit that can represent love, relationships, how we relate to people in the world around us, all different types of relationships. And this King of Cups has reached the culmination, the mastery of his suit. So this is somebody who is holds a lot of emotions, but he's not controlled by his emotions. He's in touch, grounded, in tune with them, can tap and access them at will in a healthy and appropriate sort of way. The King of Cups is somebody who's very loving, very supportive, very emotionally supportive, always knows the right thing to say, good source of feedback, good source of support. Um, He's the great husband, the great boyfriend, the great brother, the great father, really good friend, good source of support. He's also often seen as that island of serenity and peace, even in the midst of chaos. In other tarot decks, I've seen this King of Cups sitting on his throne in an ocean, and all the waves and the water around him are choppy and turbulent, but he's just kind of sitting on his throne in peace. He's so in tune with his emotions and so grounded in them that he is that stable, serene, peaceful island, even in the midst of a lot of chaos and stuff going on. And I feel like paired with this Judgment card, Gemini, whatever's going on, it feels like it may be kind of chaotic in your environment surroundings right now, but chaotic in a positive way, like hustle and bustle of getting ready for something, pulling the last bits of things together to get ready for this wonderful culmination celebration of something that's going to happen, which is going to propel you on a new path. And it's all about manifesting those energies. I think for a lot of you, this is actually representing, I feel, another actual individual in your sphere. It could be somebody from whom whom is partnering with you on this, someone who's been a primary source of support and kind of cheerleader on your path, on your journey. For those of you waiting for a decision on a legal matter of any kind, this could be the person delivering it to you or the person that, again, that's been there with you. He's shown up in the reading, so he has played or is playing some kind of significant primary supportive role in this with you. And since it's the King of Cups, it could represent a water sign, a sun, moon, or rising, which would be Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. But the energies too for you is just kind of remaining this island of peace and serenity and stability in the midst of all this lovely feeling chaos that's going on. For some of you who are partnering with this person, it represents us, especially paired with the Judgment card, it represents a non-romantic but very successful uh, uh, relationship where you're partnering with him. If it's any kind of business venture, artistic or creative endeavor, this partnership is going to be very, very successful. Now, at or towards the end of June 2016, we have the Ace of Wands paired with the Hanging Man. So the Ace of Wands, again, that fiery suit. Aces represent the ones, they represent beginnings, new paths, new starts, new beginnings, promise, potential, the seeds of something. And the Ace of Wands would come in as it represents a new beginning, but a new beginning that has an awful lot of enthusiastic, creative, passionate, fiery energy behind it. This could also be a burst of a very passionate, creative new idea, burst of energy, but it does represent new paths, new beginnings, and we already knew that because we have the Fool card here. It's like, but the Fool card is like the beginning of the beginnings. It's like a whole new vista is laid out in front of you at or towards the end of the month, that's what you're focused on. Remember that aces represent seeds only. Seeds still need to be planted, watered, fertilized, nurtured so that they can grow to the proper fruition of all the promise and potential that's contained in that little seed. They need to be taken care of so they can grow. Otherwise, it just fizzles out as some idea which never gets acted on, etc. So the Ace of Wands represents that new idea, that new beginning. Now, it's paired with the Hanging Man, which the Hanging Man is a major arcana card, and it can represent a variety of different things. Of course, there's so many of you watching, it's going to apply differently. But the Hanging Man can represent feeling like you're in stasis, feeling like you're in limbo. It can represent feeling stuck. It can also represent staying by a decision, standing by a decision you've made or a path you've chosen, even when it appears to be out of character, even when other people around you are like, "Are you crazy? What are you doing?" It represents just standing by a decision, no matter what the feedback you're getting from the outside world. You can see this man is hanging upside down and what might appear to be an uncomfortable, awkward position, but he's not struggling, he's not fighting, he's at peace with it. It can also represent if there's any kind of a conflict, making a conscious decision to not be involved in any conflict, to not be drawn in any battles. An underlying theme or advice or saying that I always feel comes with the Hanging Man is sometimes the best way to win a battle is not to fight one, to withdraw and let the enemy destroy themselves. Um, but I think for the strongest energy I'm getting is I think for the majority of you Gemini, it feels like the remainder of June is about preparation, the last bit of preparation, the last pieces falling into place, waiting for the last little things to come in. And then it's like they do at or towards the end of the month, there's kind of that lull, like the breath before the storm. It's like the breath you take before everything actually begins, because I have a feeling that kind of moving into the beginning of July, this is when things are opening. It's like everything's set, everything's in place at the end of June, by or at the end of June 2016, Gemini. And then there's this short, brief waiting period. The energy of this hanging man is fairly transitional, meaning that it's, even though he appears to be motionless, the energy of the card itself represents a fluid period of time. I don't think this is going to last. I feel again like it's this small space of time where, okay, everything's in place at the end of June, getting ready to go, take one last breath, and then diving in. Very exciting because this is what's coming. This is what you're going to be going into. You're moving into. So, and your crowning card is the Emperor, another major arcana card. Again, an underscored advice to for those of you who've worked really hard and put a lot of effort and time and love and money and whatever else into this final preparations. Don't be tempted to cut corners now. Make sure, especially because you're building a foundation, some kind of permanent, long-lasting foundation. You're setting the stage for something. So make sure that even the last detail has as much attention and diligence to it as the first detail. It's going to be very important for this year to pay it this month. Pay attention to every detail. Make sure that all the last pieces are fitting into place well, which is the energy of the emperor. It can also represent an actual person. It could be your energies as well. This is, success, structure, stability. Um, your energy this month, but it does also carry that underlying advice of pay attention to protocol, to structure, to details. Don't cut any corners. Make sure that everything's in place. The Emperor is kind of the ultimate patriarch of the tarot deck. He's the ultimate protector, the provider. The energies of the Emperor is like mind over heart as well. Don't allow emotions to get in the way of any major decisions or details. Make sure you pay attention to the small things. Do not exhibit any fear or personal doubt. If this, for those of you who, because I feel like there's a portion of you who are involved in some kind of legal matters. Stay confident, regardless of what you're feeling on the inside. Do not project any fear or personal doubt. Structure, stability, mind over heart. Be assertive, be confident. The emperor can also represent the decision-making power of a government or a decision-making body, to somebody in authority or with the power to be able to do that. But again, for those of you who are involved in any kind of legal energies or legal matters, success. You're going to triumph. It's going to be victorious. And for the rest of you, again, the same thing. It's just going to apply specifically in different ways in your lives because there's so many of you watching. Really, again, I'm getting victory lap, success. Pay attention even to the last detail. Don't be afraid to step out and take risks. It looks really quite wonderful. Enjoy that last little quiet breath at the end of the month because after that, it looks like you're off and running. So Gemini, what an exciting reading. I feel very kind of buoyed up and a lot of enthusiastic energy about this. And congratulations for whatever it is that you've been working so hard towards because it looks like it's been a journey for you. I hope you've enjoyed this reading, Gemini. Thank you so much for watching it. If any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading that, of course, is more specifically defined for you, just click on the About button on my channel's homepage and you can email me directly at Maggie, the number one McGuire at gmail.com. I would be so very happy to work with you. Send me an email and we'll go from there. And until I see you again in a couple of weeks for the July 2016 mid-month readings, sometime between now and then, I'm hoping to have enough time to put out a series of short general career and finance readings too, which I love to do. So hopefully I'll have the time to do that before July. But I will definitely see you at the beginning of July for the general readings for that month. And until then, as always, Gemini, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.